Welcome back to more Inazuma 11 questions. I asked you guys in my Discord to send me questions about Inazuma 11, about TXM, about anything for me to answer on video, and here we are. Let's dive straight in. What story beat slash storyline slash character do you think was poorly written, or you just personally want to see it slash them going down a different route in the narrative? Easy. The Mount Olympus, absolutely. I would have absolutely adored for Mount Olympus to actually be a final battle. Genuinely last an entire final battle. It annoys me so much they were cut short to allow for Dragon Link to come in, those boring chessmen. I would have loved to have seen Mount Olympus actually be a final battle and for it to really feel like a battle of minds between Mark and Axel. A proper, actual battle between Mark and Axel as kind of leaders would have been really cool to see, as well as obviously all the characters in Go. Also, maybe Mount Olympus could have gotten more development because of that. More individual development. Kronos could have been a recurring character throughout the series. Stuff like that. I would have loved to have seen Mount Olympus actually be a proper final battle instead of being what they ended up being, which was obviously kind of Dragon Link's opening act. I would have loved to have seen that go further. Does that make sense? If you had to pick 3 teams from the whole Inazuma 11 series, from games to anime to manga to spin-offs, to protect the world if it ever came down to it, which 3 would you choose in order of the weaker team, middle of the road team to the backup strongest team for dire situations? Okay, so if I had to pick 3 Inazuma 11 teams to protect the world with football. Okay, I mean, you want a kind of a diverse mix of teams, don't you? To protect the world with football. Okay, I mean, obviously, I think immediately Inazuma Legend Japan. Is this just essentially choosing, I guess we're simultaneously choosing the 3 strongest teams, but also probably the 3 strongest teams guided by being good people? Like, if I chose bloody Ogre, I don't think they're going to save the world particularly. I guess Ogre, actually Ogre, because they're like an army, so they follow my orders. So Ogre, Inazuma Legend Japan, but probably not like Dark Angels or someone. We probably want someone else kind of cool. Earth 11. They're literally meant to kind of save Earth. Sure, they get to be one of my picks to save Earth. If you could make a single team from all the previous Raimon / national teams we saw in the series, who would you pick and who would be in your opponent's team? Can be villains or good guys. Alright, so from all the national teams, this is a really interesting question. I like this. Okay. Ooh, okay, we're going to go to Team Builder and we're going to make this team in the Inazuma 11 Team Builder. Okay, here we are to do this question in the Inazuma 11 Team Builder. We're actually going to properly try and build this team. So we're looking at, obviously, any kind of national players from Raimon or from National. Let's give this a go. So, I mean, immediately in goal, we have to put Mark. That's the easiest one here. I mean, are we trying to build like an all-star team, or is it my team? Okay, interesting. How about we do an all-star team, and then the opponents are going to be my personal picks. I like it. All right, so this is the all-star team. All-star team, this would be Nathan, this would be Jack, this would be probably Goldie. No, probably you'd want, actually, Gabby there, and then probably Goldie there. Then you'd want, up front you definitely would want Axel and Victor, wherever Victor is. Where the bloody hell is Victor? What? Where is Victor on this? Is he in Black Templars? Yeah, he is. Victor. Okay, so that's definitely the front 2. And then midfield, you want Ricardo. You want Jude. You want, he says, struggling to find Jude. Ooh, I forgot about Sean. Ooh, you probably want Sean there, don't you? I guess, I mean, you could be higher, I guess, but you probably want Sean there. And then you probably want, who else is on the Go team? Who's on the Go team who would suit this position? I guess if we want to try and feel like we're really including everyone in some form, like every team, let's put Falco there. You'd end up kind of running a 4-2-4, but I mean, I'll take that. But yeah, this is what I'd say is probably the all-star team. Obviously, Falco's probably the most changeable here. Falco for Roma, potentially. You can even say Sol Daystar, Bylong, Xavier, anyone. I'm just including Falco to have some Galaxy rep. But then, okay, so if this is the all-star team, then the team they take on is going to be my team. Let's do that. All right, so this is the TXM team. Same rules apply. Obviously, not allowed to use any of the all-star players. Terry in goal. The defense is tough. Obviously, Todd is going to be one of our defenders. I think one of our other I mean, who else is on Inazuma National? Archer, obviously. I mean, looking generally, the Inazuma National. I'm trying to get some idea. I'd say Frank gets to be on mine. Aitor. Up front for me, I think you probably want... tough. I'll put Xavier up front. Bit normie, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I also think I'll throw Caleb into midfield. I'll throw... Who else do I kind of want? I guess... Are we counting Vladimir? If we're counting Vladimir, then kind of don't mind if I do. Yeah, these are my rules at the end of the day, kind of. I mean, it's your rules. It's not my rules, but, you know, I'll say it is. I'll slap Roma there. And then in terms of other midfielders, I kind of like Buddy, but I specifically like Buddy's mad angry form. And then Steve. Boom. Brilliant team. Which team wins? Okay, go on. Someone in the comments, let me know how this match goes. Who scores? What his Atsu's score? Who wins? Let me know down below. Yo! Would you like to see a 4th Go season, particularly Go FFI? Answer to this question, not really. I think Go FFI is an overrated concept. It would just be Orion or Inazuma 3 again, but with Go characters. I guess is what people want. It's not something I'm particularly interested in. I think Galaxy handled the concept far more interestingly. I don't know. I don't think the Go characters are that interesting to me to where I want to see an all-star season of them, so I'm fine not having that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Like, a lot. What do you think about Wild from IE1? I think they're actually pretty based. I kind of like Wild. I think they make a really good starter team. I wish they were harder. They end up feeling a lot like one of the most forgettable teams in Inazuma 1 because of how easy they are. Desperately wish they were harder so they were more of a challenge and thus more memorable. How would you envision Season 3 of Inazuma 11 anime if Mark remained a defender like in Season 2? I don't want to touch on this too much because this would make a really, really, really cool video. But I think, obviously, Darren, probably Dave Quagmire would be the other goalkeeper. And I think Mark would obviously develop more defensive moves, some actual genuine defensive moves. And I think it would make for a more interesting season. I think I'll touch upon this in a video, though. Do you think YJP be on Inazuma 11 Victory Road to Heroes? Yes, sure. Why not? Do you think there'll be an anime for Victory Road? No. I want there to be. I really want to believe. And I think that could be in the future. I think it depends on the game's success. But I also think depending on how much they flesh out the story, I don't know. I want to believe. I really want to believe. So that's my answer. Sure. Why not? Let's stay optimistic. What Scout character do you remember and dislike most? I think this is meant to be, I don't know if this is meant to be 2 separate questions or 1 question, but what Scout character do I dislike the most? Oh my god, that's a tough one. I think there are some really, really, really poorly designed ones, but in terms of which one I actively dislike, I guess off the top of my memory, that's really, really, really tough. I had a quick look just now, and I guess, if we're talking like well-known scouts that I remember, I never quite got behind the pants love. To say I dislike is a really, really, really strong word, but I guess pants I think is not overrated. I don't think a scout character can be overrated per se. But I definitely did like pants less than most. I just don't think she's that interesting, but I don't know. I don't really dislike any scouts. I think they're all pretty cool. And finally, it's a very important question, apparently. Okay, it's a video. Let's watch.
How big is your peen?
That's really cool. Thanks for asking. I'd say it's about 6.